copy this as a title. Adjectives with irregular comparisons. If you remember, we have been talking about adjectives this week. Adjectives, words that we use to describe, to give more information about a noun. That it can be information about a person, a thing, a place, an object, or what we're talking about in the sentence. So we use adjectives to give more information about it, how they look, the shape, the color, all this kind of information. We use adjectives when we want to compare. Yes, we want to compare between two people, between two things, two objects, two countries, or among 3, 4, or more. So it depends we were comparing to the way that we're going to use the adjective with ER, or we say more beautiful. Yesterday we talked about more, we use more when we have some adjectives that they have 2 or more syllables. But if we are comparing among 3, 4 people, we're going to use EST at the end, or must, the must. The most beautiful, must, the must is for adjectives that they are longer.
Hello,
Now, hello, but there are some adjectives, yes, copy this is the title. Some adjectives, they are irregular. They don't follow the rules. As you know, in English, we have some exceptions in all the topics, so in this is not exception. Adjectives with irregular comparisons means adjectives that they don't follow the rule, but they don't use more, or they don't use must, or ER, or EST when we compare them. Or adjectives that they can use both. We can say more, even though they are short adjectives with 1 syllable, or we can use that ER. So they are irregular. Now, did you finish to write this title in your notebook, class?
No.
Nope. Okay, 10 seconds,
Yes.
10 seconds to finish.
I finished, yes.
Finish. Okay, there you have in the chat also that topic. Now,
I finished.
we're going to do something, class. We're going to do something. This is going to be order. Right now, you don't have to copy. Look at the picture. Look, picture number 1 and then number 2. We're going to try to describe this picture using adjectives. We can use more and must, or the ER and EST. Try to think about. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to look at this picture, and then raise your hand if you want to participate. So in order, we're going to participate. Look at the picture number 1, this picture. Right now, just this picture. Okay, let's see who raised their hand. Okay, Rebecca, you're the first one. Tell me. Take me a sentence describing this picture, number 1.
The one girl had the hair color dark.
But you need to compare that girl with someone else. Remember that we're comparing. Right now, you're comparing one girl, for example, this girl that you're comparing. Let's compare this girl with this other gay girl.
Okay.
How can you compare these two girls?
The first one girl had the hair color white, and the second one have the hair color dark.
But using the comparative for, how can we compare this? You can say that this girl is younger. Okay, yes, it's older than the other girl. So you're using older, the comparative for, or younger than this girl. Yes,
okay.
Using the comparative for. Now, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. Who else wants to try to compare it? To compare these people here. Kiara Palencia?
The whole family is taking a picture.
Sorry, one more time.
The whole family is taking a picture.
Okay, the whole family, they're taking a picture. That's right. Excellent. Now let's compare, Kiara. How can you compare all these family? For example, Kiara, we are going to compare this boy, this little boy, with this boy. Let's see here. Yes, with this other boy. How can you compare this boy that is wearing this green sweater with this baby? Kiara, right now, Kiara. You can think about the age of this too, the difference between of the age to compare them, or the physical appearance.
The baby is younger than grandpa.
That the grandpa, okay, excellent. Younger, you compare them, perfect, Kiara. Now, who can tell me, look at this picture, look at this picture of all the people that you see. Who is the most beautiful person that you see here? The most beautiful person.
La Blancanieves.
Which one? That girl, the little girl, Rosa Figueroa says this one. Okay, for you is the most beautiful. Who else?
The most beautiful is
all the persons are beautiful.
Yes, but we're comparing. Remember when we're comparing, you say the most beautiful. The most. So all of them, they are beautiful, but the most. The grandma, you say, okay, the grandma. You use the most. Now, why I use the most? Because I'm comparing all of them, not just between two. I'm comparing among of all of them. So remember, we use must when we compare 3, 4, or more people, and four just
with the green shirt.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now the second picture. Who wants to describe in the second picture, class? Using adjectives to compare.
The children playing in the school.
Okay, they're playing at school. Thank you, Gabriela. Can you compare these boys or these girls that you see here using that comparative form or superlative? Gabriela?
Wait, estoy observando.
Okay, you are looking. Okay, you are seeing.
I am looking. That the girl that is in that table that is eating of the dress yellow.
Okay.
Is more younger than the girl that is with the dressing purple and blue.
Okay, thank you. You compare, you say that it's younger than the other. Now, if you listen to Gabriela, she says more younger. But we're going to see now in this slide, we're going to see that sometimes, you don't have to copy right now. Sometimes we can say more or using the ER, but not for all the adjectives. Thank you, Gabriela. For example, clever, you can say cleverer or cleverest. He is clever than her. When you're comparing, for example, the girl that she was wearing a yellow dress, we can say she's cleverer than the other girl. But also we can say more clever. Look at this. These are some exceptions. That's why I tell you that they are irregular. They don't follow the rules. They can have the ER or they can have more or must like this. He's more clever than studious. So look, both are correct. You can see a sentence using clever or more clever and they are correct, but not for all the adjectives. Not for all the adjectives. They are special. Just for adjectives like clever, quiet, brave, and sure. Just for this, we have these positive adjectives we use the comparative and superlative for above with the ER, EST, and more or must. She's braver than the other girls. She was more brave than afraid. So we're comparing. We use she's braver than other girls. We're comparing one girl with other girls. So we can use braver or more brave. It's okay. So they are called adjectives with irregular comparison. So they are special adjectives. They can use both forms, but not all the adjectives. Like John, we say younger or youngest, but we cannot say more younger or more John. No, it's not possible. We say for clever, quiet, brave, and sure. Now, also we have another examples of adjectives with irregular comparison. Do not copy right now, just for you to let you know. These adjectives that it can be used for ER and EST or more and must, we have some exception also. They don't follow these rules like this. Bad, this is the adjective bad. But when you use to compare two things, you say worse. You don't say better. You don't say the more bad. You say worst. And the superlative for it's worst. When you compare amount 3 or more, worst. Good, it's the adjective. But when you compare better, better or best. What we need to do, we need to learn by heart. We need to memorize this because they don't follow the rules. Far, we have two ways to use far when we talk about place and time. We say further or furthest. Or when we talk about just place, we say farther and farthest. All, look at here, all for talking about people. Elder or eldest. We can say older, it's older, oldest, but it's better to use elder or eldest. Little, when it's talking about some amount, we say last or least. Late, talking about the order, it can be later or last. I'm the last one. When you say I was the last one to finish the class, to copy in my notebook, you are using the superlative for. You're comparing yourself with all your classmates. When you were writing, you were the last one. So you compare yourself that you were not the first one to finish. You were the last one. Yes?
Miss, you sé que otra.
You listen to me?
Yes, I listen, but
Yes.
one moment to the camera and I know listen for you. One moment.
Okay, yes, I see the message that it was my connection unstable. Okay, sorry, it was connection problem. Now, I was telling you that when you say I was the last one to finish, when you are writing in your notebook, for example, you are comparing yourself with all your classmates. You are comparing yourself that among 20, 21 students. So you use the comparative for, the superlative for when you compare, you say, I was the last one. I was the first one. You're comparing yourself, but last is a superlative for. Or for example, all you say the elder, the less, all this work. Remember that when we use this comparative for, it's between two things. Superlative for, amount 3 or more. So they are irregular adjectives, irregular comparison. They don't follow the rules. Questions about this class? Questions?
No.
No? Okay, let's go to the next slide. What we're going to do in the next slide? We're gonna write the summary. Let's copy the summary here. Some adjectives show comparison in a special way. When you speak and write, use the correct forms of good, bad, much, and little. Let's copy this summary in the notebook.
Miss, no le copy this.
No, we're going to copy one more slide.
Yay!
One more. Okay, I'm going to take the attendance, but you are copying this in your notebook. Ana, Andrea, and Camila.
Present. Present.
Andrea Sofia Núñez. Not here, right? Okay. Let's see, Gabriel, Isabela, and Kiara.
Present.
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 Perfect. Lucia, Mia, and Rebecca.
Present.
Present.
Rosa, Valerie, and Sian.
Present.
Present.
Perfect. Alberto, Danny, and Fernando.
Present.
Hermes, Joshua, and Khaled.
Present.
Marcelo, Santiago Hernandez, and Santiago Chavez.
Present.
Present.
Okay, Santiago Hernandez Fiallos. Not here.
Mamá. I finished.
Okay, Lucia. Okay, Rebecca. Finish the copy, class?
No.
No.
Finish.
Okay. Thank you, Khaled. You can put down your notebook. Thank you,
We
Zion.
only have to copy the summary.
By this moment, yes. Right now, just a summary. Then we're going to copy something else. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you, Rebecca.
Miss, the class with you. Miss,
Tell me, Khaled.
you in English, a little, son pequeños, a little bit. No, or ciencias sociales, or law, of art, of español, of PE, of francés. Only you have 7 páginas, pages,
Slides?
7 slides. Only you, but Mr. of
Teacher.
15 slides. No,
More?
no more.
You want to have more?
No,
No.
menos.
Less than 7? Less than 5?
No, less than 15.
Less than 15? Okay.
En ciencias sociales.
Okay, let's go to next slide, class. Time's over. Too much time to copy this summary. Remember, it says when you are talking about something and you try to use adjectives, the next time that you're going to write a sentence and think about, or you are reading a book or you're reading any other book that is not for reading class, think about, is this a comparative form? Is this a regular adjective, irregular adjective? So you are going to now understand when you use, as you see these words like words, you know that it's making a comparison. So, because now you learn that. Now, let's work on this. Page 282, 283, we have this practice. What we're going to do, let's write just the answer. We're going to write the answer in the notebook. So write practice A, And we're going to copy just the answer. It says, complete each sentence with the correct form that is in parentheses. For example, number 1, for animals, autumn brings more or much problems than summer. We're making a comparison class. So which of these words we're going to use? More or much?
Just copy the answer. So
Just the answer, just the answer.
It's more.
More, why more?
Semilla. 1, 2, and more
I need
animals.
to copy this.
Yes, copy just the answer. So right, number 1, it's more. Why more, class? Remember I told you yesterday that we have the keyword that it's than. So when we have that comparative form, then we know that we use more. And also because look at this, the comparison. For animals, we're talking about the animals, but not about then the comparison. The comparison is between 2 seasons, autumn and summer. So we're comparing these 2 seasons. Autumn brings more problems than summer. That comparison is between 2 seasons, no 3, no more. So we're using just this comparison. That's why we use more, because more is used when we're comparing 2 and we're comparing 2 seasons, and also because we see this keyword that it says than. What about number 6, class? What is the answer for there is less or least food available?
Is worse. It's worse, the first one.
No, number 6. There is less or least food available.
Less.
Less, that's right, less. We're just comparing less. Rosa, tell me, Rosa.
We have to copy the sentence or the answer.
Just write the answer because we don't have too much time. So I think that just with the answer, you can write just the answer. You have the book, so you can write page number 283, practice A. You know that the answer that you are copying your notebook is from the book that you have. So when you study, you can look for the book to see here.
What is the page of this practice say?
283, that is the page, 283.
This week, Miss, solo esto tenemos de copiar y ya.
There is less food available, Khalid. Let's continue number 7. If you have questions, remember, if something is not clear, ask me. Raise your hand and tell me, Miss, I don't understand. I don't know why it's less. I don't know why it's more. So please, if you don't understand, let me ask me. Number 7, it says, soon the cold will be even worse or worse than it is how? It is now, sorry.
Yes, what is worse?
Worse. Remember that this is for bad. This is the comparative and the superlative for bad. This is the comparative form for the adjective bad.
El significado.
Can you explain me other time?
Okay, one more time. We have, remember, the adjective is bad. The comparative form is worse when we're comparing 2 things. And when we compare 3 things, we use worse. So worse and worse means bad. This is the meaning of worse and worse means bad. That is the meaning of this worse, bad.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, soon the cold will be even worse or worse than it's now, class. The comparative form between 2 or between among 3.
The first one.
The first one worse.
Yes.
That's right. Why worse, Rebecca?
By have done and are now.
Yes, that's right, Rebecca. You got it. Because we have the keyword that is done. So when we have done, we use the comparative form. Worse means bad, but using the comparative form. We're making a comparison. It says comparing cold. We're comparing soon the cold will be even worse than it's now. We're comparing how is the weather right now that it's cold and how it's going to be in the future, because it says will be. So we know that we're talking about future. So we're comparing the weather right now with the future. The future now. So 2 times. Future and now in present. So that's why it's worse. What about number 8? Then there will be even less or least food.
Least.
Least?
No, less food.
Less, why less?
We have even.
What is least?
Even.
Okay, remember the less and least is the same. We're talking about when you have little. You say little, less, or least.
Computer.
We have even.
Okay, but are you comparing two or three? Then there will be even less food than now, right? So it's less. Less food now because you're comparing how it's going to be now, in the present, in this moment, and the future that it says will be, like you say, Khaled. Excellent. Now, number 9, autumn is the better or best times for birds to leave the pond.
Yes.
Best, Adam is the best. How do you know is the best? Remember, I told you we have the keyword that. That, it means that we're gonna use must or the EST for the comparative form. So it's the best, and also because you know we're comparing autumn with summer and with summer, with winter and fall. So sorry, autumn is the same. So with winter, with summer and spring. We're comparing autumn with all the seasons. So we say that among all the seasons, autumn is the best time for them to leave the pond. Number 10, they fly south to a better or best climate.
Better.
Better, that's right, for a better climate. So they are flying. They are comparing the climate right now with the other climate. So they're flying to a better climate. Number 11, then they will miss the worst or worst storms.
Yes, worst.
Worst,
The second one.
that's right. The second one, because we have that. Perfect, Rebecca. So you see the keyword that it says the worst. So when we see that before the adjective, the comparative adjective, we have the, we use worst, the worst, that's superlative. Number 12, it says frogs have the less or least distance of all to go.
Least. The second one.
The least, that's right. How do you know that it's least?
But have the.
The, and also we have another keyword. It has the. Frogs have the least distance of all this, what it says of all, you are saying of all. So it's not just 2 or 3, 2. It can be 3, 4 or more, hundreds of thousands. Frogs have the least distance of all to go. Perfect. Number 13, the better or best place for them to sleep is in the mud of the pound.
Yes.
The best place, that's right. So you're comparing that all the times is the best one. And you see that we have the keyword the. And the last one, it says mud gives them more or most protection from the cold.
Most.
The must. We have the, again, the keyword that tells you that we need to use must. Okay, so let's finish here class. We don't have, yes, we have a homework in language. We have one homework that is in Schoology. It's using adjectives. Yes, you can work today or tomorrow. It's okay. Now, thank you, Sian. Let's finish. You finished to copy the answers in your notebook. You're dismissed. Bye-bye. See you next class.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Kiara. Bye-bye, Rosa.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, me. It's your next class.
Bye, Mia. Thank you, Hermes. Excellent.
Bye.
Bye, Joshua.